Hey grade 7s, and welcome back. And this is a continuation of the previous video on sets, and this is video number 2. And in this one we look at how sets are related to math and how we can now connect sets. We can have we can gain a better understanding of math with sets. Okay, so in the previous video we looked at how to represent or how to write down sets in your book and in your books and on paper, and we talked about what are known as curly brackets. Remember them? And I asked you to practice how to write down curly brackets, and we said curly brackets look something like this. And we also said the elements in a set are separated by commas. So you'd have A, B, C, D, and each element would be separated by a comma. Okay? So now let us look at more sets. Let us look at examples of sets, more examples of sets. So what if I was to ask you to say, write down a set of even numbers? Write down a set of even numbers. So how do we write down a set of even numbers? First of all, even numbers are numbers that, or when we talk of even numbers, we're simply talking of view counting in twos. So there's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, and the list goes on. So we talked of infinite and finite sets, and we said infinite sets or infinite sets are sets which have too many elements that we just can't list. And we said finite sets are sets which have a number of elements that we can list down, or that have only a certain number of elements. So when we talk of even numbers are infinite, because these go on. You can go up to 1,000, up to 1 million, up to 1 billion, and there are just too many numbers that are even. So if I was to ask you to say write down a set of even numbers, the first thing that you'd have to do is write down your curly brackets. Then what do we start from? We start from 2. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, and so on and so forth. So to indicate to say the set doesn't end here, but it continues up to I don't know where, we said we indicate that by using 3 dots. So 1, 2, 3. So these 3 dots are telling us to say this set doesn't end on 10, but it continues. So if it was a set of odd numbers, you'd have 1, 3, 5, 7, and each this is an infinite set, so we'd have 3 dots at the end. All right, I hope we are moving together, grade 7s. Okay, so now things are about to get more interesting, so I need you to follow me really well, grade 7s, grade 6, and grade 5s. Okay, so let's start with defining this term. Universal set. Oh, forgive my handwriting. So have you ever heard of the term universal set? If not, then you need to understand to say the term universal set simply refers to a set of everything. Okay? It is like a whole big set, and this set has all the elements that you've been given. It has all the elements that are possible to ever have. So this is a universal set. So a universal set is simply like a whole big set which encompasses all the sets, which encompasses all the elements that you'd ever have. For example, if I was to tell you to say a universal set of numbers. It's simply a set that is full of all numbers, whether even numbers, or odd numbers, or prime numbers, or whatever type of numbers you can think of. That is a universal set, a whole set of numbers. Okay? Okay. So this is just something that you need to know of, even as we go deeper into sets. So a universal set is simply a set of everything. Set of everything. So let me just write everything down here. Everything. So you can have a universal set of numbers, you can have a universal set of cars, which when you talk of a universal set of cars, we're simply talking of a set that has all the cars that you can think of. Okay? When you talk of a universal set of food, it has all the food you can think of, whether guavas, whether sausage, or beef, ice cream, all types of food. It's a universal set. It has everything. It is not limited. It is not defined by anything. It has all the elements you could ever possibly think of. Okay? So let's move on from there. Let's come to some more notations, some more representations of sets, how best we can write down sets. So when you talk of sets, or when you talk about sets, sets have a name. Like you'd have a set which has numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This would be a set of numbers from 1 to 5. So it has that name. This is a set of numbers from 1 to 5. What if you had a set with these elements? Well, this is a set of, so this is a set of the first 3 books of the Bible, right? And what if we had this set? Okay, for this one, let me just get rid of this. What if we had this set? Well, this is a set of colors on the rainbow, right? This is a set of colors on the rainbow. So sets have names. So some sets would have a defined name, for example, colors on the rainbow, or numbers from 1 to 15. Some other sets would have what I would call abstract names, or they would have symbols to represent them as sets. So for example, you'd have a set which is known as set A. Set A. And this set will have just a collection of different elements. So this set, the elements in this set don't have, well, they are numbers, but they don't have so much that is bringing them together. They don't have anything in common. So we've just decided to name this set as set A. Okay? It is a set which is A. You'd have another set, let's say B. So set B would have the elements A, B, 9, 5, jacket, so set B is having different things which are not related in any way. You've got numbers, you've got letters, and you've got a jacket. So these are not related in any way. So a set would be identified by its name. So we've got set A, we've got set B. So when I say set A, you automatically know to say set A is a set of numbers 1, 3, 17, 27. And when I say set B, you would know to say set B has A, B, 9, 5, and jacket. And if I was to say, would have another set, set C, which has Monday, Coca-Cola, and 5. So if I was to say, mention the elements of set C, you'd mention Monday, Coca-Cola, and 5. So these have nothing in common, but then they have been grouped together in a set known as set C. So if we only had Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, we would say it is a set of days of the week. But these literally have nothing in common, and we've just named that set as set C. So we'd also name it as set Lillian or set Iron. The name is just what identifies a certain set or distinguishes it from another set. Okay? So sets are identified by their names being A, B, C, or D, E, F, or set 1, set 2, set 3, or set Jack, set Bob, or any other name that you would give to that set. Are we together? I hope I don't lose you. So if you haven't understood or you've missed something, I encourage you to go back, rewind, and try to grasp that information and try to understand what is going on. So usually when we have sets that are denoted by letters, for example, A, B, C, or set A, set B, set C, set D, set W, set Z, set Y, the name of the set is usually denoted by a capital letter. Okay? We'd have a capital letter A, a capital letter B, a capital letter C, a capital letter Z, a capital letter W, a capital letter T, and so on. Okay? So you can use anything, literally any name to identify a set. Okay? Now, let's come to another part of sets. And in this part of sets, we are going to be able to identify elements that are members of a set, or elements that are included in a certain set. Elements that have been included in a certain set. Okay? So let us say we've got set A, and set A has the following elements. Set A is comprised of the numbers 1, 2, and 3. Okay? So set A has the numbers 1, 2, and 3. So we can identify, or we can show to say this element is a member of set A, or this element is not a member of set A. So we've got a certain symbol that we use to show, to say an element is a member of set A, or an element, or this thing that we have is in set A, or this thing that we have is not in set A. So we use this symbol. So I want you to look at how I'm going to write this symbol down. So we use this symbol. I bet you've seen it before. I hope you've seen it before. Anyways, it doesn't matter whether you've seen it before or you haven't seen it before. So this symbol, which looks like a capital E, but then it's not really an E. You can see the difference between this E and that E, right? Or this E is curved like that and written in that way. So this E simply is a symbol that is used to identify elements that are members of a set, or elements that are in a particular set. And if we have an element that is not a member of a particular set, we write the same E, the same symbol, but then this time we cross it like that. So this simply means member of. Okay, let me write the of down here. Member of. And then this one simply means not a member of. So remember what we did in the first video? I'm going to ask you to pause the video and try writing this symbol on a piece of paper or in your book. Get a pen, get a pencil, and try practicing how to write this symbol. Okay, so it's simply an E, and Here it's simply an E. So for the member of, it is simply an E. I write it like that. And for not a member of, it is an E that has been crossed like that. So you can practice as many times as you wish, and after that you can come back and join us. Okay, so this symbol is what is used to show, to say this thing that we have is part of this set that we've been given, or this thing that we have is not part of this set that we've been given. So if I was to ask you to say, is 1 part of set A? Is number 1 part of set A? So 1 is part of set A. 1 is in set A. So to show that 1 is a member of set A, or 1 is part of set A, we say 1 is a member of set A. You've seen the 1? The 1 is there. Let me just do this. This 1 here is a member of set A. Is 3 a member of set A? Well, yes, we have a 3 there. We have a 3 there. So 3 is a member of set A. So I want you to get your pen or your pencil and a paper and try to write down a statement 3 is a member of set A using this symbol. So to write that, so you can pause the video and try doing that on your own. So to do that, we simply say 3, a big E like that, and A. So this reads 3 is a member of set A. Okay, so now let me give you one that you can try on your own. Is 5 a member of set A? Is 5 a member of set A? Can you see a 5 in this set? No. The only elements that we have in this set are 1, 2, and 3. So 5 is not a member of. So which symbol do we use? Do we use this one, or we use this one to show that 5 is not a member of set A? We use this one. So to show that, we simply say 5, our big E, cancelled out like that, and A. So this simply reads 5 is not a member of set A. 5 is not a member of set A. I hope we are moving together, and I hope you are understanding even as we move. So in this video, this is where we'll end, and I want you to practice writing this symbol of member of and this symbol of not a member of, and do this as many times as you can until you can get it right. And I hope to see you in the next video as we learn more about sets. Thank you very much, and enjoy the rest of your day.